Many manufacturers offer driving courses with a purchase of expensive sports cars.
With the ST Octane Academy, Ford offers the same benefit for owners of their very affordable Focus and Fiesta.
Luckily, we got to attend without buying an ST to see what skills it teaches and how they apply to everyone.
The morning began with two seemingly simple exercises.
First up, a high-speed 180-degree corner with lots of space. Easy to do, but with each try, we were encouraged to change our entry speed, turn-in point, and the exit line.
The point here is to feel the car's varied responses depending upon your inputs, and with each turn you can sense how it affects your speed.
Right away, we're playing with the Fiesta's quick responses.
And it allows everyone to ease their way in and begin building skills that will matter later.
All right, this is our second session of the day. First session was a simple cone maneuver. This session is actually trying to do a parking box maneuver, which I've never done in my life, honestly. We've got a coned parking box here, and we're trying to get the car completely sideways and have it stop inside the cones. It's like that Audi commercial you've seen, or Lexus, or wherever you want to think of, where they actually did a hard stop parking job. We're trying that out in a Focus ST. What I'm surprised about in this session actually is how slow we're doing this. I mean, granted, they've wetted down the track, but we're doing it at about 15 miles an hour first gear. We've got this huge extra handbrake here.
All right, pull the e-brake for me. Pull it again. There you go.
Not being aggressive enough, huh?
Yeah.
All right, okay.
Wait to get into the box a little further. You're starting a little too soon.
Okay,
all right.
All right.
Here we go. All right, so we're trying the little fast on that one. That was maybe a little bit of overcommitting.
A little too much in the beginning, yeah. So try it again, deeper in the box.
Deeper in the box. All right, good to know.
That is better.
Much better, much better.
Okay.
Try
Just getting more rotation out of it that way?
Yep.
Okay.
That felt pretty good. I just need practice. All right, so this course, this is the 180-degree e-brake turn. You do not push the clutch in. It's all first gear. So again, 15, 18 miles an hour, don't push the clutch in so you don't get wheel spin on your way out.
Okay, remember, maintain the same amount of throttle speed all the way through.
I got a little excited.
You got a little excited. And what'll happen is it'll hurt you this afternoon, because if you're spinning, you're not really going anywhere.
Right.
So we want to maintain that nice constant amount of throttle all the way through, so you can pull out and not spin and not go nowhere.
All right, so we're coming in here. It's only about 20 miles an hour. Interesting thing is you keep your foot on the throttle. Keep having the instinct to give it gas on the exit. Yeah,
it's killing you. So you don't want to do that. It's really going to kill you this afternoon. You'll regret it. But everything else, the entrance and everything else looks really good. So
okay.
Just try to manage that
all right
foot. All right.
Thank you.
Oh, that's good.
That looked
Textbook
great.
right there.
That looked great.
See how that all starts to flow and becomes a little smoother.
It really
process.
does.
Yeah.
But I'm not expecting it to do that.
No, exactly.
You know, I'm thinking I've got to do something.
Your turn.
No pressure. So Paul just nailed it, just in case you're curious. That felt okay. That felt all right.
Nice.
Thank you.
I gotta say, this is fun. Just this kind of car control at low speeds is a lot of fun.
So we're already enjoying ourselves and feeling challenged, maybe even a bit confident, until
This is the skid car.
What we're mainly going to work on is oversteer. That's where the tail comes out, okay? I know we've all done it. It's a lot of fun, but it's not fast. It's not efficient. So what we do there is CPR, correct, pause, recover. Counter steer, turn into the skid. I know we've all heard that one before.
The instructor's got buttons here. He's actually controlling what we're doing in terms of sliding. You can hydraulically adjust the car front to rear. And yeah, he's kind of switching up on us just to keep it interesting here. All right, so instructors intentionally doing that to keep us humble, which I love.
You turned in at the right point, but you went about halfway, and then
So
you add
turn in
more.
more.
Get it all the way cranked over. You can always take a little out.
Sorry about your cones.
So what you did there was you tried to throw it into a slide.
Yeah,
We don't need to do that.
I tried intentionally. Yes.
Just drive it.
And look at that.
Right.
I got your cones.
There.
It definitely fell into the category of trying to anticipate it and trying to read it, which, yeah.
Because I got it really loose. I want to see how you do with it, like on pure ice.
Okay, pure ice, pure ice. Got it.
Yeah, nice. Nice. Go up to the cones we knocked over. We're going to clean those up while we
All right. You mean I'm going to clean those up?
give yourself room around those cones.
Oh, you're right.
Yeah, get a little
Sorry.
closer.
Yeah.
It's hard to remember. We got these big training
Yeah.
wheels hanging.
Well, I'm a big girl in this. Got it. Okay.
There you go. Nice. Surprise.
So the thing about this exercise, this is not just, hey, let's learn to drift. This is about surprises. This is about, you know, you're on ice, and this isn't let's throw it into a drift and try to be a rock star. It's about the car did something I didn't expect, and how do you respond? There it is. There it is.
It's the same thing there. You had it over, then you had to add more as we were sliding.
Okay.
Get more wheel into it initially.
Okay. All right.
So let's do a slow run like this, like we did before.
Okay.
See
Yeah, you've got it
your skills
super loose right now.
are. So tiny movements. We're
Oh
gonna
my
get it
gosh.
smooth,
Yeah.
patient.
Yeah, that was crazy. It's crazy loose right now.
Nice.
Oh,
Is it gonna come back?
we're trying. Well, so that was not drift school. That was like the car just did something unexpected. That was like driving through an iced parking lot. It was kind of more what it was like. You're driving along and all of a sudden, wait a minute, that's not what I wanted it to do.
This is about continuing to drive in your normal fashion because I anticipated this coming in, trying to anticipate what the instructor's doing and actually trying to force the drift, and that's when I screwed up.
So it's all about countering. It's not about initiating, it's about countering.
The biggest takeaway for this is to overcorrect into that oversteer to add more wheel to begin with because you can always take more back out.
I think at one point the car was just in the air because 5 miles an hour, it was just going this way. So that was the hard part, is not anticipating, because we weren't, hey, I'm going to throw it into a drift. It would do it all by itself. It's just reaction.
Next up was a lunch break to fuel us and the cars for the afternoon's track events.
It was then time to combine the morning's skills into the most competitive part of the program, a special autocross course they call Urban Cross.
It's fun to do an autocross just with a few friends or maybe just a sanctioned car club kind of thing, but here's the reason you need to do the ST experience or something like it. You get your own water truck. They wet courses down for you for particular portions. So what you do is you train for various portions of the track, everything you've been working on in the morning. Now for the afternoon session, here's where you get to put it all together. But what's so great is, just like any autocross, it's timed.
This is what they're calling Urban Cross, which is essentially an autocross, but it has things like full 180 spin as well for a parking brake. That is the stuff that they've added to be in the nature of the Ken Block world. Of course, they had to call it Urban Cross. I don't know if there's a segue in here somewhere we have to go around. We'll find out. That's where we're headed. All right, let's see how this goes. That was the 180 from this morning being realized in the Urban Cross. Trying to keep second here and keep my speed up. Just not sure through the S's how much to carry yet. That was too wide. So we got the full 180 that we practiced this morning. And then they have a figure 8 at the back, link up of 2 of what we did when we first started the day. So they keep just building on the skills here.
Give it some power coming out of there. Oh wow, these cars are fun. So
you can come in having never been on a track. Maybe you haven't even ever driven your car hard. Granted, you had to buy a Focus ST or a Fiesta ST, but programs with this kind of access to kind of ease you in, they exist for all kinds of things.
There we go. Both times perfectly executed. That felt pretty good. Sort of have to work through the things you are so ingrained in your head. You've got to unlearn so much stuff to get better car control.
Not the best, not the best. Did I clip a cone? I did, I clipped a cone. When you see the golf cart go racing out, you know you clipped a cone. Wow, okay. Paul's been struggling with the 180 here, and I'm not really sure why, because this morning he nailed it, and now he's been struggling a bit. It was very strange. We're trying to attribute it to nerves, maybe.
I am so not used to grabbing the brake up this high, so I kept going for the lever and I kept missing it. All right, so we've just wet the track down. We're gonna go again. These are timed laps.
Okay, you ready?
Ready.
Wider now.
Come on, baby, come on.
All right, I hope that was a decent time.
Our rankings wouldn't be revealed till the end of the day, and there really wasn't time to ask.
So we just finished Urban Cross, which was the Ken Block-ized Urban Cross autocross thing, which was nuts because we were doing the full 180 spin. You don't normally see that in an autocross course. If you're expecting that, not going to happen. But now we're actually into track laps, what we've been waiting all day for. They're going to put us in the Fiesta ST and the Focus ST, which is cool. We get to do both.
It's going to be really interesting to me to see the differences in the weight, the dynamics of the car, the wheelbase, just how both cars behave. And what's so great is, for the final laps, the instructors have given us a choice. They've said, you can either choose the Focus or the Fiesta.
Of course, it'll be the normal situation. You start with lead, follow, then they're going to get us in a car with an instructor, then they're going to cut us loose by ourselves.
All right, here we go. So these are the lead follow laps with the instructors. So they're in the Mustang GTs, the new 2015 cars. They're in the lead lap, so you'll be able to see the instructors and then the rest of the class following behind in their tire tracks. And this is more of a track familiarization.
If you go to any race school at all, you're bound to do lead follow. And the big thing about it is just observing where you should be on the track. This isn't a speed exercise, it's just a copy exercise.
You'd think you want to get out there, you're going to say to yourself, I know it all already, I've been doing this for years, I know it all. Well, you know, it really helps just to feel it at low speeds, connect the dots, connect the cones.
Lead follow is an interesting thing. It's kind of like a game of telephone. The person in front of you may get a little bit off, and then you get a little bit off behind that, and then the person behind you gets off behind that. It can really get messy. So the trick is to try to stay with what the instructor's doing if you can. The other thing is you only go as fast as the slowest person in the line. So if you've got somebody pretty timid in your group, lead follow is going to go pretty slow.
I wish they were passing. I really do.
So behind me, I've got a ring of Fiestas. I just happen to be the first one right now, which, I'll be honest, is the place you want to be for lead follow laps, because it's just going to get worse and worse toward the back. Now, Paul is doing lead follow in that Focus, and I know that it's probably getting a little bit messy.
I want to pass this guy so bad. Oh my gosh. Come on, man, come on, let's go.
The cool thing about this course, and a lot of courses like it, is they're accessible at whatever level you're at, which is really cool.
All right, so things have changed. I'm now in the Fiesta ST, directly behind the lead car. So this is an instructor in the Mustang GT.
Same idea, but we switched cars. So this is now the Focus STs instead of the Fiestas, so a little bit bigger. What's funny is when you jump from one to the other The Focus does feel like a more substantial car. There's no question that it does. And it actually feels lower and wider than that Fiesta because it's so very tall.
It's kind of fun, you know? A Fiesta ST trying to keep up with a 5-liter Mustang GT, and we're getting faster and faster. And he knows it. I'm trying to push him as best I can.
That's right, the Focus ST has a lower torque steer. No question that it does.
I want to drive that Mustang like you wouldn't believe. Okay, so now the question is, which car do we jump into? The Fiesta ST, it felt a little bit more limited, which means I felt like I could push it harder, and I knew the limits of this car earlier, but a lot of me wants to explore the Focus ST.
And then it was free reign on the track, finally. I ended up picking the Focus ST.
And I picked the Fiesta, but decided to check in with our camera guys, which was stupid because this happened to be the shortest event of the entire day.
All right, so we've got the green flag on this one. We're good to go. I would rather be doing this than anything else.
The hardest thing about shooting something like this with video is the fact that they make you run with your windows down. Hopefully, you're hearing us now and then. That'd be a little bit helpful.
It's fun when you get your line right.
I love this combo here. It just keeps turning and turning and turning, and then there's a lot of speed on the exit if you hang on to it.
No, we're not having any fun at all. No, you shouldn't do this. No, you shouldn't buy a Focus or Fiesta and come do this very thing, because you won't have any fun. All right, so I just got out of driving both cars, so we had pretty much open track, and you know, it's push as hard as you can go, but you know, along with learning the track, I've decided on the street I like the Fiesta ST better. I really do. But on track, the Focus ST shines. It's just that much more planted, and it gives me a little bit more confidence on a few of these corners where the instructor said don't lift in the Focus. Absolutely.
That Fiesta loves to get the back around, which is so much fun at high speed. A few people here were like, let's not drive the Fiesta because of that, but man, it was great. So that was just fast laps. You've got half of this amazing facility to yourself, just running. They've got it spaced out, and if you never see another car, you're just blasting as hard as you can. This was a good day.
Track time.
We got to walk in. It's the end of the piece. We got to walk in the camera. That's part of our thing. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. If you have an ST and you have not done this program, I'm telling you, sign up now. There were a couple of guys in this today that bought their car in 2013 and went, I better go do this school. Yes, you should. If you have a Fiesta ST or a Focus ST, you got to come to Miller Motorsports Park.
Riding with the instructors at hot laps at the end of the day kind of made me wish I sort of knew the car could do that.
They should have done hot laps first.
Because I know I could do that. You know that? We would have hooned more because, you know, all right, you can actually kick the back end out on these cars like crazy. So much fun.
So you saw our
Just
progression through the day. I mean, here's the thing. Even if you don't do the Octane school with the STs, this is kind of what a beginning track school is like. It's giving you skills and building upon them. Now, normally you're not doing the parking box 180 spin thing. That's pretty unique to this.
Well, you wouldn't do an autocross with a, you know, Boss Mustang or a race car either. So.
Oh, and speaking of autocross, I got the fastest time of the day.
Yes,
I could not be more shocked by this, by the way. But apparently, I do urban cross well. So
way to go.
What I
That's
need is a
awesome.
big hydraulic brake in my car, and I'd be much happier.
Or as a trophy.
Well, you know, that'd be nice too. Anyway, thank you guys for joining us. And if you have a chance to do a track day like this, I'm telling you, do not wait. Go now.
Track time.